the Funny Comics Fan Club. Hello.
Oh, hello.
How was that?
That was brilliant. That was
Hello gives a general idea that we're starting.
It does. It's kind of a generalised greeting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Hello again, for those of you that missed it the first time.
Where have you been? There's probably just people a bit late and we're all busy.
Come on, chop chop. This is the Funny Comics Fan Club, in case you're wondering what you're listening to, and in fact why you're listening to it. I couldn't tell you that.
No, that's not difficult.
It's beyond me. Let's get straight to the point. That's what we're known for.
That's what we're known for. If anything,
we stand out purely because we always get straight to
the very point. What are we looking at this week, John?
The Beezer.
The Beezer for boys and girls.
That's what we're looking at. And I'm guessing most people would have heard of this one.
I would imagine.
That's what I think.
I think we must clarify it's the Beezer, not the Topper. I think everybody remembers them as the same thing. It's very, very confusing.
Yeah, it's confusing. But what I can tell you, without any shadow of a doubt, is that it came out every Tuesday and it was 2.5p.
Is that all you can tell us, or is there any more you can tell us?
Well, let's find out. What I would like to say, first of all, is that I was slightly upset that there was no free gift.
Yes, because
in the comic that you give me.
This one comes. It's advertised as coming with the Super Skimmer.
Yeah, that's what it came with in 1971. I looked through it. It's nowhere to be found. You haven't nicked it, have you? You haven't kept it for yourself.
I've put it with my 2000 AD Space Spinner.
Well, that's what I felt. I'm sure it was exactly the same thing.
Which is, well, apparently this sort of, for those who are unaware, the Super Skimmer or the Space Spinner or whatever is a round piece of plastic with 3 spokes that you could chuck at people, isn't it? That's what it is.
That's what it was.
And I think they just had a warehouse full of these bloody things. Every couple of years, they go and blow the dust off and give it away as a free gift.
I mean, they must have had them there for 10 years or something, 15 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks like it was exactly the same thing as that.
So,
hold on, it was in the Eagle, wasn't it, as well? I think it was. I think it was the
first of the new Eagle.
First of the new Eagles also had a blooming Super Skimmer. So, they were obviously getting shot of them as quickly as they could. So yeah, the Beezer. So this was a really well-known comic, in my view. That's my view of it. Certainly not from 1970, everybody knew about it.
So it ran from 1956 and it finally finished publication in 1993. The big thing that you and I remember is one of the A3 ones. That's why we always get it confused with the Topper.
Yeah, it's a great big comic, twice the size of your normal comic. And
huge.
Just for 2.5p every week. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Plus sort of in colour or in some colours, shall we say.
It's definitely in some colours, yeah.
Yeah, there's one or two here and there.
And it lasted like this until, 1981, it became A4 like all the other comics. And then it eventually merged with Topper, as was inevitable, surely at some point, and then it died in the early 90s. But all comics,
but many comics also seem to merge with Beezer beforehand, and it was all extremely complicated.
Indeed, yes. This one had Cracker, which we've looked at, and Plug, which you've also looked at.
Both of them we've looked at. But yet again, as I say, once again, no free Super Skimmer, I'm afraid.
I'm very sorry.
So the first feature, the front cover, is taken up with a character called Ginger. What do you think's unusual about this character?
Nothing.
He's got ginger hair. What are you talking about?
Sorry, yes.
Very, very unusual in the 70s.
Yeah.
Now, what it is, Ginger is a kid with ginger hair, and that's about it, really.
That is about it, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, I think he was in every single issue of the Beezer.
Yeah.
Doing what? I'm not sure, but because this is very little of interest, I have a feeling.
I think Ginger raises a larger question for us here, because Ginger is the front page story on the Beezer.
Yeah.
Have we ever had a front page story of any of them? All the ones that are front page stories, have any of them actually been a good story in the front page?
Probably not.
No.
That is weird, because that is the thing that draws you in, draws the reader in straight away.
Maybe it's like you go like, surely it must be better than this, and then you're in.
Yes, it is.
Banana Man, maybe, on the front cover of
Yeah, we love Banana Man. Yeah, maybe that one.
A Sweeney Toddler on Whoopi was quite good, I guess.
That's good. Yeah, I can't deny that. But generally, in the main, they're all a lot of rot.
Yes,
that's what I feel.
Corky the cat. That was a
he wasn't much of a cat at all. Even
Corky.
Yeah. And what was that one last week? He wasn't much good, was he? Biffer or Scrapper.
Oh, Biff.
Duffer or something.
Biff.
Somebody who was meant to beat somebody up, but he never did. But Ginger, I mean, he doesn't do a lot. He just sort of wanders around. Oh, he's drawn a G for Ginger on this fence, which is not a good example to set the readers in the first place.
He's basically a tag artist, isn't he? He's drawn the letter G for Ginger in many different formats.
Yeah, I mean, it does look quite contemporary by today's standards.
By today's standards.
The only thing in this comic that does.
Yes.
Then this policeman comes along. Now, some credit to the writer, he has been given a name.
Oh, yes.
PC Potts. Unlike all the other characters who it could be anybody. But so the policeman comes along and he says, "Busy, Ginger?" Yes, he says. "Then you're going to be even busier cleaning them off. Get cracking." So he has to clean off all the G's that he's drawn on the fence.
Yeah.
But then his son peers over the same fence.
Yeah.
What I found sort of vaguely odd about this particular strip is that there's only one house in the background and it's yellow.
Oh, cheers, isn't it?
How many yellow houses did you get? I mean, maybe you got a lot in 1971.
Maybe done. What I just sort of what I thought weird was it's another one of these comics where there's the front garden has a massive high fence around it.
Oh yeah,
and it's is this common for Dundee? Is Dundee populated by yellow houses?
Yeah,
in the middle
really
of large plots of land with high fences around them. Is that what it's like?
I must go and have a look. I mean, all he does is the son says, "Can I have my ball back?" So the copper kicks it at the fence. It bounces off and hits a recently painted nameplate for a street. You better look at this on the socials. It's more complicated than the Phantom Menace. This is. It hits the blooming sign, and then that's called Green Street, and therefore the ball that bounces off it has now got a G on it, and that goes all over the place. So there are many G's to be found now, not only on the fence but also on a car, on a dog. And on an old lady wandering past. So at the end, Ginger says, "Your turn, PC Potts. Can't have the place messed up, can we?" Ginger is sticking it to the man.
Sticking it to the man.
That's what he's doing.
In a world where physics doesn't work in the same way, the ball has to... It's like the JFK assassination, isn't it? Because the ball
that's what
hits the G, then it has to spin around and go in a different direction to hit the fence. And then it has to turn in midair to hit an old... It's like, hang on a minute.
No, I'd never believed the Warren Commission.
Oliver Stone would have a field day.
He'd make it into a 10-hour film, I think.
I think he would.
But I think there, I'm afraid we must leave Ginger to his own devices. And then, I don't know, there's a thing called Pick a Prize. So at least they're trying to engage the reader a little bit.
That's true.
And you can get, some quite good prizes. Pen and pencil set, record token, football, drawing set, flying model aeroplane.
Do you think these are of equivalent worth, these prizes? I've noticed that a lot of people have gone for the record tokens. They don't say how much you're getting. Do they say how much you're getting record tokens?
Not really, but I mean, it does seem quite a good deal in a way, because if you don't win, then there's like all these consolation prizes you can have just for sending something in. So that's pretty cool.
It's quite nice. Well, they do seem quite desperate, don't they? Because they do send us anything at all that would interest our readers.
Yeah. Please send us anything at all. It begs. I don't know how bad the jokes were that they didn't get in here, but I mean, look at this. They're not exactly hilarious gags or anything. Time for a laugh, it says here. A man travelled the world buying as many watches and clocks as he could. A friend commented, "Did this not interfere with your life quite a lot?" "Not really," the collector replied. "I've got all the time in the world." And that's from A Football of Gloucester.
A football? No,
sorry. He won a football in Gloucester.
His name is R Token. There was a good. I thought it was a good joke in this.
Did you? Yeah. No, that was Bunty. You're thinking of.
So, Dad.
Oh, that's quite a good.
That's
joke.
good.
Go on then.
I'll be Dad. You be boy. That's the parcel place.
Okay, let me just get in character.
Yes, boy.
Yeah.
Here we go. Playing the role of Dad. "No, I won't do your son. It wouldn't be right."
"I don't suppose it would, but at least you could try." And the football goes out to Paul Billson, if you're listening.
Paul Ellison.
I'm sorry.
Village Farm Estate, Washington, County Durham. Well done, Paul.
And they've all got these little, what do you call them? Little titles. How do you describe that?
Titles.
Thank you. Good job, Yuri. Yeah.
It is.
I mean, so it says things like medical mirth, cheeky chuckle, OAP, and that one's a little bit not politically
Difficult,
correct
yeah.
nowadays. And then finally, my favourite one, Crazy Cake.
Crazy. Well, the crazy cake gets because what happens with the crazy cake? I read this one. I quite like this one.
Crazy Cake is brilliant. I mean, can you get that anywhere?
I'm going to allow me to read this to you. So the record token goes to Beezer reader. So they haven't even put the name in. They haven't put the address.
That sounds dodgy.
So this Beezer reader apparently says, last Saturday, my mum was making a cake for tea. She had all she needed except gelatine to decorate it.
Never heard of that, but do go on.
Gelatin to decorate.
Do go on. I'm not a chef, as you can imagine.
I'm imagining.
Do go on.
So she sent my younger brother to the grocer's for some. When he returned without the gelatine, Mum asked, well, where is it? Oh, he replied. The grocer just looked at me when I asked for it. Next day, we were in stitches when we heard that he had asked for a quarter pound of Jellygnite.
Yeah, send him a football. I mean, that's my opinion. But I mean, just Crazy Cake. I mean, I would take that on Dragon's Den. If that doesn't exist, it should.
Crazy Cake,
I think so, yeah.
It's a great idea.
I'd be up for it.
Mr. Kipling, if you're listening, call us.
He makes good cakes, that bloke, isn't he? Quite good they are. Pretty good.
I think they're pretty good, yeah. Not exceedingly good.
No, I wouldn't go so far as to say that.
Right, now
what the blooming heck is this?
Goodness me.
What the hell? Look on your socials if you have them, ladies and gentlemen, because this is the weirdest part of the whole comic. What is it?
The Jellymen.
Yes. Okay, I found out why it looks even more old-fashioned than the rest of it. It's because it is a reprint from 1960, 10 years earlier.
Is it? Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, drawn by someone called Ken Hunter, I believe. Yeah. It's drawn in this. It's like an adventure style, isn't it? It's not straightforward, funny style.
No, and it's very much a traditional British. Nearly all of it looks very normal, except clearly Ken Hunter is great. Can't draw foxes though. He seems to have got a corgi in. And the corgi is standing in as a fox. But apart from that, for the most part, it looks very, very straightforward, very plain.
You say that, but look at what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. And this is why it's so weird, isn't it? Because it looks so straight.
I see what you're saying.
But
I mean, also the dialogue and the story are all sort of mangled into a bit of text at the top of each picture.
Yes.
There's no sort of speech balloons.
No, I mean, there's a huge it's a 2-page strip. And the first third of one of the pages is entirely made of a recap, which goes on forever, doesn't it? It's done really nicely because part of the story is the plane is dropping leaflets, and the titles are made up of the plane dropping leaflets, and the leaflets spell out Jellymen. It looks great. It's like who did The Shadow? Anyway, Will Eisner. It's a very Will Eisner sort of thing to do. It looked gorgeous, but it's got this massive, massive introduction.
Yeah, I'm going to read it out just so the audience have got some idea what the hell this is. You may not have when I've read it out, but let's have a go. Leaflets gone. Young Nobby Clark gave the thumbs up sign as he peered down from the open doorway of the aeroplane. There went his homework and his pals' too. Just as Potassium Roberts, his science teacher, is that his real name, had ordered. But this was no ordinary homework. Nobby and his 4 pals had written it the previous evening as part of a desperate plan to save Britain from the gravest danger it had ever faced. For Potassium's science class had discovered a chemical that dissolved the incredible bubble prisons spun by the Jellymen invaders. Sweeping inland, the creatures from the sea had silenced all forms of communication. But Potassium, what a stupid name, had hit on a way to get the all-important chemical formula to outlying parts of the country, a leaflet raid. But the thing about this particular episode, it's got all the main characters sort of wedged up to the end of the first picture, but they're not in the rest of the story. None of them.
And I would just point out that the recap does not mention at any point that the Jellymen are some invading aliens. It's like it spends a lot of time talking about homework and no time at all telling you that the main thing is these really freaky, weird aliens have invaded at all. Doesn't get into it. It's like, no, that's not. Nobody's interested in that.
No. All they want to know about is potassium and homework.
Yeah.
And then it's got this little thing here. The leaflets scattered far and wide to the villagers in Little Scumpton. Oh, no, Scump. I thought it was Scumpton, I'm sorry.
Gumpton, yes.
Who'd never even seen a Jellyman, let alone a bubble. They didn't make much sense.
No, they wouldn't have done, really, would they?
No, I mean, you almost didn't need that bit of text.
No, it's almost as if this is 2 pages that have to be filled somehow.
Yeah, this is almost, that's right. This one is like, oh, we better do something because we've got to fill it out.
And then all these leaflets fall, and again, there's another fox hunt. These old comics are obsessed with fox hunts. There's always fox hunts. And as with all fox hunts, we are invited to side with the fox because the fox is very sympathetic. The leader of the hunt is an arsehole, isn't he? He's a horrible man. And he's like, so he sees a plane going over, dropping leaflets, and he says, "Oh, little louts." It's like, "No, mate." No, and he goes, "Oh, yeah, they must be whipped. Let's whip them." It's like, you can see they're in a plane. Something else is going on, isn't it, you dimwit?
Maybe these sort of characters used to exist in 1960s Britain. I don't know. But
perhaps they did. Perhaps they did.
But then it's got like then you see the blooming. This is a jelly baby. Now.
Yes,
they're not starting to the Jellymen, but they're nowhere to be seen.
You'd think that would be in the recap. That would be in the recap, but
it wasn't detailed enough.
No room.
But then it's got So the jelly baby weird alien creature thing.
They were like one thing, a weird head with just 2 little dots for eyes,
trumpety like arms,
and 5 legs.
Yeah, that is a spooky creature.
It is, and it's because it's all drawn in with this very kind of realistic, old-fashioned storytelling. It looks really creepy, doesn't it?
Yeah, and he sort of makes these huge bubbles. With his trumpet-like arms that sort of imprison foxes, it seems to be.
Yeah, so what's happening is they're imprisoning people in bubbles, and potassium, I bet that's not what they go, what is this nickname? Something beginning with P, you call it, potassium.
Yeah.
So that's what we call it, potassium, that's what it is.
It's probably Pedro or something, or...
Let's not get into it. But they do these bubbles.
Paul.
Jellymen can create these bubbles.
Yeah.
And the jelly baby creates a bubble and traps itself inside it because the Jellymen have no way of getting out of their own bubbles.
Yeah.
That's got to be an evolutionary death trap, hasn't it?
Yeah, the jelly baby, he imprisons himself in his own bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just asking for trouble, in my opinion.
It's foolish.
But what another weird artistic thing here is, like, all the other pictures have a bit of text at the top of the picture.
Right.
And then in the last picture here, there's no text anywhere apart from right at the bottom of the page. What's that all about?
Again, listeners will put this on their socials.
So, because every other comic strip in this comic has continued next week.
Yeah.
This has not got continued next week. This has got the blooming text here. It looks like a mistake or something.
Well, it's like he's doing it as like, this is the big, slowly the jelly baby raised his arms, and with one quick movement, he deliberately bubbled himself.
Never bubble yourself.
Never bubble yourself. That's quite a good lesson for kids, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than face the snarling hounds, the creature from the sea had trapped himself in a prison from which he had no hope of escape. Well, that's stupid, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's he done that for? Why couldn't you trap the hounds in it? That would be a more sensible thing to do.
Maybe they're not equipped with tremendous intelligence, these strange bubbles. Well, they're not bubbles. They simply create bubbles. I'm getting ahead of myself here.
But I mean, the thing is,
but this is a real blank sort of episode. It's just like a real filler.
It just feels like a filler. But I just thought I really like this one because he just looks so great and weird and different.
It does look really weird.
Really interesting.
Jellymen for a start is a bit odd. It's a little bit like Doctor Who, a little bit possibly, or I think this is a bit early for the Tomorrow People and stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying.
It's like everyday life, but there's a weird thing that's happened and it makes it frightening.
It's a weird alien thing, like John Wyndham, maybe. I don't know.
John Wyndham, yes, that's a good one.
But nevertheless, very interesting. I mean, this is probably the one story I wouldn't mind reading the rest of, actually.
Yeah.
Just to see what the hell it's all about. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely our advice this evening. Don't bubble yourself if you can possibly help it.
Yes.
It might have been Pedro. I don't see the problem. So, I mean, let's have a quick look at Colonel Blink, the short-sighted gink. What is a gink?
The short-sighted.
What is a gink? Let us know.
A gink is a fool. I had to look this up.
Send in your entries on a postcard.
A gink is a foolish person.
Is it?
I've never heard that one. But I mean, it's the hilarious adventures of a short-sighted man
who's nothing like Mr. Magoo.
Nothing. It's all like Mr. Heaven forfend.
Most of the strips in this are quite straightforward.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no weird little details in the background like J. Edward Oliver might have done.
No.
Nothing like that. There's not even much of an attempt to put extra jokes in anywhere.
Well, I think this is like because we looked at Wham last time, didn't we?
And that was the exact opposite.
Yeah, and I think that's why Wham was so
Brilliant.
influential.
Yeah.
And indeed brilliant, because it was like so different from all of this, which this is, I mean, as we know, comics like this carried on for a good 10 more years after this, didn't they?
But it's like there's a Colonel Blink goes into some garden supply shop, and the name of the shop is What Are Macaulay? I mean, why didn't they just call it something like What Are You Doing Here? Or something, a joke would have been nice here. The bloke couldn't even be bothered to write one.
That is
You know what I mean? I don't know.
And the Brolly shop is called the Brolly shop. It's like, yeah.
Right. And on a similar note, his dog is called Rover.
There is a very much now of can't be bothered.
Let's
The
get
kids are going to buy any old rubbish.
Let's get this thing done.
But then again, that takes us back to the Leo Baxendale stuff, and later on things like Cheeky, where you're like, going, there's so much effort going, so much fun crammed into it.
Yeah,
That's why it's so different.
And there's the odd bit that doesn't quite make sense to me. I don't know, but what's his name? Colonel Blink goes into this garden supply shop, and he thinks it's an umbrella, but it's a concrete toadstool. So he's picked it up and he says, "This brolly's far too heavy. How do you expect me to carry it all around all day, eh?" And then the rather distinguished shopkeeper says, "But sir," he sounds quite like as if he's going to help him a little bit. But then in the next picture he says, "The umbrella shop's next door, you old clot."
Oh, yeah.
So there's not really a consistent characterisation.
There isn't, not as you'd expect.
I may write to Beezer.
I think you should. And
pick a prize. I'll write to that and get a free football.
Yes, dear Beezer critic, they'll say. I thought it went a bit later on. He wrenches a tree out of the ground with Colonel Blink.
Incredible Colonel Blink.
Rips a tree out of the ground, and then someone goes, "Oh, that bloke's ripped a tree." And it's like he rips a tree out of his front garden, and a bloke stands in his front doorway and says, "Put that back," because he's sort of if a bloke had the power to rip a tree from the very ground, I too would probably stand in the doorway going, "Stop it," as he walks out of another garden with a big fence around it. The big garden is.
Yeah, and again, a lot of yellow in this. A lot of yellow.
A lot of yellow houses, yeah.
But let's move on swiftly from Colonel Blink. More yellow now with Smithy.
Maybe it's just that the yellow ink. Maybe the yellow ink just lasted longer. Maybe that's
the green's faded away after years of neglect.
Because I just thought this was quite an interesting one.
Let's hear your analysis.
My analysis. Well, this is drawn by Bill Ritchie, who draws another one that we're going to have a look at in a bit.
The street's yellow.
And the street is yellow. Yes.
What is that? The Wizard of Oz.
And the yellow balloons. But I mean, it's got some quite normal formulaic things that are in all these comics. It has balloons that hover in the air, and because as we remember, balloons did not do that.
Now, not in 1970.
They didn't. I have a distinct childhood memory of getting a balloon as a small child and going, "Hooray!" Oh. And then it just drops to the ground because somebody had blown it up. Where's all the helium coming from in these comics? He's got a karting, 3 cheers to that. There are houses with fences on it, and and it's just like it was when I got to this panel. I'll put it on the socials, but it's a last panel on the second row, and there's a drawing of a mum, and she's got some weird thing on her head. But the drawing of her arms and legs, I thought, God, that's a brilliant drawing.
I guess
that's amazing.
Yeah.
She's pelting off down the road. It's like her arm, it just looks so mad, but then also there's just something really exciting about it. I think, especially in this comic where so much of it is can't be bothered, it looks really exciting that it just bursts out. And then when you get into the comic, it's like the story about Smithy. I mean, Smithy is another one of these characters. There's nothing to him.
No,
this could have been a ginger story. It's like it's a kid.
Yeah,
it's just some kid who doesn't do anything.
I mean, I think part of the reason some of these are very, very sort of loose characterizations is so that they can just go on and on and on for years. It's just here is a kid, here is another kid. They do lots of things. You know what I mean? Whereas if it was a man trying to catch a moth, that'd be gone straight away.
That'd be amazing. What a great idea! A man chasing a moth.
Or a dog chasing a cat. I mean, that's never going to do anything.
That's never going to work, is it?
No.
But I don't know, because you think, like, for some of these, you're like, well, okay, so if it's, the next one will be some people that live inside somebody's head, you go like, that's an amazing idea.
That is an amazing idea.
But these ones, you go like, it's just a kid.
This is not an amazing idea.
So I just think it looks really great.
It looks cheerful, doesn't it?
And then the whole story of it is actually quite bleak, because it's about...
It's not Alan Bleasdale.
It's getting there.
Was he one of the writers?
I think it's getting there.
Yeah.
It starts with Smithy says, "Huh, My football's burst, and I've only got a tanner. I'll never be able to buy a new one.
Oh,
And then various things happen. But the solution of it is some other kids find it, and they say at the end, "Look, lads, Smithy's chucked out this burst football and some old rags for reasons I don't go into. We can stuff the ball with rags and have a game." And then it cuts to the end. It's like some kids just kicking around an old football filled with rags on what looks like a bomb site. And then the whole thing is a bit like that. It's like he's nearly hit by a wire drum that's come from a factory. He goes to talk to a rag and bone man, and the rag and bone man saying, "Well, I haven't got any money." It's not quite getting into the class war of the classic class war comics we've looked at.
This is just bleak.
But it's bleak, and it's saying like there's somebody with a roller and this kid with no money. It's like it's just this juxtaposition of here is how we live and here is how the other half live. So it's all quite dirty and
70s Britain. 70s Britain.
yeah, very much 70s Britain. Yeah.
I mean, this is actually, I mean, it's not the right decade for it at all, but this reminds me, what your description there reminds me of something like Tucker's Luck.
It is, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Where just like everything was just dirty and falling to bits, and they were all on bomb sites, and nobody had any money, nobody hardly had any nice clothes or anything. It was just all Bleaksville.
Bleaksville, yeah.
But that's to come. This is now. This is 1971.
But also, what I liked about it, I think another thing that makes it stand out, because we talked about how lots of things can't be bothered. But if you look down on the first panel of the bottom row, the ragman points. There's a ragman's van. He says, "There's my van. It's behind the Rolls Royce." If we go to the second panel on the first row, we can see, yes, indeed, the ragman's van is there.
There it is.
Chekhov's ragman's van, that is. If we see a ragman's van, and I just thought, well, that's really nice, because there has actually been some effort put into this one. Like Bill Ritchie drew it, has gone, okay, I need to have a van behind a roller at the end. He's put it there, but not. So if you go back, you'll see it's there, but it's not in an obtrusive way. So I just thought it was great. There seems to be effort seems to have gone into it.
Well, yeah, and it's not all bad news, because look at the nice smiling face of the shop assistant lady in the toy department.
She looks like a lovely lady, doesn't she?
She looks like she's having the time of her life, working in toy departments or us or whatever it is. So it's not all bad news by any means. Let's end on a high note.
That's lovely. Let's do that. Yes.
Moving swiftly on to this is the Numskulls.
Yes.
Now I was consulting my resident expert, Mark, and he said that we've already done the Numskulls in a previous episode.
But when we did the Numskulls, it was in the modern Beano, wasn't it? So it was in the Beano from last year.
Last year's Beano. So that's worth saying. I mean, the Numskulls in the Beezer, this thing's been going for like a long. I mean, it's still going now.
Yeah,
I can't think of too many other characters apart from the Beano ones that are still going, and this has come from the Beezer, I think.
But it's such a great idea, isn't it?
Well, this is one of the great ideas of British comic strips, the idea of little people being in your head and to sort of tell you what to do and operate various bits. And in fact, there was a film not that long ago called Inside Out, wasn't there?
That's right.
Which had a similar idea.
And the Beano did make quite a lot of hay with it.
But they've got all these little lines at the start of each page. The Smithy one had "a burst ball means fun for all." You see the rhyming there? Yeah. The skill of the rhyme.
Hang on though, but it didn't though, did it? The burst ball meant desperation and bleed. That's not fun for all.
It meant fun for some people, but not all by any means. No. So that was not exactly correct. But this one is correct. It says, "What a mistake when he stands on a rake." I'll just say that again. What a mistake when he stands on a rake. And the problem with that is that gives away the ending of this strip.
Yeah.
So you might as well not read it. But I'm going to read it because I'm dedicated to this podcast. So in 1971, it was this old geezer, well, a fairly old geezer, an adult, who had the Numskulls running around in his head. I thought it was a kid, but that came later.
It's a kid in recent ones, isn't it?
More recent ones. So, and he's not got a name, this chap. He's just called Our Man.
Yeah, and he's never got a name.
He's never got a name. They couldn't be bothered to think of one, so he's Our Man. Unless there may have been a point to that, which has been lost in the mist of time. I don't know. Yeah, you've got Blinky in the eye department, you've got Brainy in the brain department, and they're having a bit of an argument. And it's not that interesting, really, is it? It's not a great episode. It's an amazing idea.
It's an amazing idea.
That's why it's still going. So maybe we should just move on.
Let's move along.
Yeah. Mark, why are we looking at this one?
Baby Crockett. Do you know that? I thought
Baby Crockett. Is that what it's called, David?
I assume it's called Baby Crockett because of Baby Crockett. So Baby Crockett lasted
Davy Crockett was on a big hit on TV.
And this was very much so. Everybody had Davy Crockett hats, didn't they? And things.
They did. But you can't get Baby Crockett hats.
No, because Baby Crockett doesn't really wear many clothes. So the idea of the strip Baby Crockett is that it's a baby, except the baby appears to be as big as all the other children.
Yeah, giant baby.
Not wearing any clothes. He's got like some red pants on, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's very much a giant baby. If it had been that, I would have been more interested. I would have been, that's an interesting idea.
But I thought I just thought this was a really good strip because it's like, again, it's by Bill Ritchie, Drew Smithy, and what happens is the baby says, "Oh, me's running away." And so they just think of how the baby's going to run away. And they have this whole travelogue where the baby, first of all, he gets on a train, and there's a lovely picture of a train, and then he gets on a boat, and then he gets on a fast bus to Berlin. And he's wearing some sunglasses because he's a spy in Berlin. That's all drawn really nicely. Then he crosses over to Russia, travels through Russia on a Russian train, goes through the steppes of Siberia in a yak cart, gets to the Arctic Circle, and it's all it's all brilliantly drawn. It just looks great. I'm really enjoying the Bill Ritchie stuff again. It looks really good. So they travel this huge long travelogue, and then the punchline is Baby Crockett says, "Stop, this won't do." He says, "But why not?" He goes, "How's me going to get over the busy main road to get the train to the coast?" Which I thought that's a decent punchline. The
silly scamp.
But I thought it looked great, and I thought it was really interesting that the lettering is different on this one.
And there was no yellow involved.
There's no yellow. This is very much a two-tone red and black one, isn't it?
Very, very red. Very well read.
But I thought, has Bill Ritchie done his own letters on this one? Because the lettering is different from all the other lettering in the comic. It's just an artist I've not really seen much of before, and it looks so expressive, and like the characters. We're going to go back to Jack Kirby sort of stuff, but it's like the anatomy isn't right a lot of the time. Arms and legs are weird shapes and all over, but it really works. It conveys the idea. And then he's just really gone to town drawing all this stuff, like crossing over the east-west border in Berlin.
Yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
And I just thought it was great.
Yeah, so, I mean, you've piqued my interest now. I'd be interested to see if this sort of style continues in other issues. But so overall, the Beezer for boys and girls, I mean, it's quite varied in its approach. It's got a funny Jellymen thing in the middle, which I really like.
Yeah, I like the Jellymen, and I liked the Bill Ritchie strips. I think they were good.
Generally, it's very, very conventional.
It's not surprising that everybody always gets the Bees and the top confused.
No.
Because they're very similar in that they're quite bland.
Yeah, they look very old-fashioned. No wonder there's like there's the reprint from 1960, and you think, blimey, would you really have had that?
And it just you wouldn't notice it was any different, would it? Because it just still fits with everything else.
Yeah, I don't know. Some of the characters are a little bit on the bland side.
Well, yeah. And I think that's it with Ginger. So Ginger on the front is drawn by Bob McGrath, who I think is basically ghosting Dudley Watkins, who was the one who did. Dudley Watkins is one of the greats of British comics, but he did invent kind of quite bland sort of character.
I mean, you can see why they did it, because they can, just get a lot out of that. Here is a kid. Okay, great, do whatever we like with it. But on the negative side, it's not very memorable, even though this character was in every single Beezer episode. I can't remember it.
It could have been a Mickey the Monkey strip.
It could have been anything. Let's face it. It could have been Biffo the Bear, this thing.
Well, that's not going to
happen. I mean, I'm glad it wasn't.
No, I'm so glad it wasn't.
Generally speaking, overall, I would have liked the Super Skimmer. I would have liked.
I'm sorry
that you took it out when I wasn't looking.
Readers, don't tell John. I'll be going home and skimming away like nobody's business. I'll just be careful not to bubble myself while doing so.
So yeah, I don't know. It was good to look at it, but it wasn't as good as I thought it might have been.
No, it wasn't good, was it?
It didn't live up to the hype.
No. I mean, it's not. I think it's not one of those like the Dandies for me, where you just come away wanting to set fire to comics and indeed all of humanity.
And it's not like Cheeky Weekly, where you're just bowled over by the invention of it.
No, it's a standard one.
It's a standard comic.
It's what the way I remember it is. It's like if I was at my nan's over summer holidays and we got to go to the newsagents in the middle of the week as well. It's like, well, I could get this. This would be an extra comic you get. If they sold out of all the other ones, you'd get this one, I suppose.
I mean, no wonder nobody laughed at it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No wonder we weren't laughing as kids at this sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh yeah, there's some bubble men, right? And there's someone with an umbrella. They were, unlike last time with Wham, where there were really great jokes.
Yeah, actual gags and stuff.
Really great jokes. This was okay.
You're right, because you do look at it and go, yes, I wonder what Smithy has been up to this week. That's what he's been up to. Good.
And moving on.
And he feels like you're reading a newspaper, doesn't it?
It's like that. It's just catching up with these characters.
So all that remains then is to give us next week's comic, which I think will be more of a laugh fest than this one.
Oh, really?
And next time we'll be going a year into the future, a 1972 issue of Core.
Hooray!
No, Core.
Oh, yeah, that comes the week after. Yes, I'm looking forward to reading this. Oh, look at all of them. Look at that. Good heavens. Bye, Jingo. Well, I never.
Wow, that's like the most amazing trailer ever, isn't it?
So we can now say farewell.
Well, farewell to everybody.
Farewell.
And remember, don't have nightmares.